Hey there YouTube, it's me Tiffo Wilderness. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this month's end of month bot haul. It's that time of the month where I show you all the Transformer related items that I've picked up throughout the month. And without further ado, let's get cracking, let's get started. So I do this in chronological order of purchase. I've got 13 sort of arrivals from purchases that I've made throughout the course of the month. So let's get cracking. So right, going back to the start of the month. Obviously, I decided that I was going to go. I went up to Bury, the East Lancs Railway, to do my volunteer bit, the Class 15 Preservation Society, and part of my, you can call it my early morning ritual when I get up there just after 8 o'clock, is to go into town centre, go to the Wetherspoons, have some breakfast, and then I can, if I want to, I can go directly into Bury town centre, and then I can do a quick nip across the ring road and go to Smith's, which is what I decided to do. And there was a particular, a couple of figures that I wanted to get, was on the lookout for from the latest, Legacy Evolution Deluxe line. So I went over. And I went over there early in the morning and had a look round and managed to find one of the figures that I wanted in the form of this guy. So Legacy Evolution Deluxe Bombshell, or Deluxe Insecticon Bombshell, the last of the Legacy Evolution Insecticons. Now, obviously I've got all three of them now. I've got kickbacks up there, shrapnels in the other room somewhere. And then finally I wanted to get Bombshell. Now I decided to buy him now instead of waiting till later, because there's a lot of people out there trying to finish off their Legacy Evolution Insecticons. This guy's hot property and people are snapping him up left, right and centre. So I managed to get mine, and to be honest, I'm not that impressed by it. The main reason is them legs. He's basically had the legs off shrapnel cut and pasted and stuck on this guy. So the designers were too lazy to design or develop a set of legs that are more appropriate to his sort of beetle insect mode. They just made him they basically gave him shrapnel's legs, and it doesn't look too bad in robot mode, but when you transform him into bug mode, he's got this big black rectangular carbuncle sticking off the back of his bug mode. And yeah, some of the insect legs are like little accessories that you actually plug onto it to make it look like he's got insect legs. And that's not how you do an Insecticon. I mean, he's got some of the insect legs off his shoulders, but where's the other four? He's only got two of them visible. Yeah. So I'm not really a fan of this guy. I mean, you look at him compared to the Combiner, what was it? Combiner Wars Legends one. So much better. I mean, when this turns into bug mode, it's got like a rounded rump, just like a beetle, and he's got all the legs on it and everything. Much better, more appropriate, beetle mode to this guy. I mean, I'm very disappointed by it, and I'm not a fan of Kickback, to be honest. I thought Kickback was too simplistic to be of much interest to me. And Shrapnel out of the three is my favourite, or my preferred sort of Insecticon out of the three. But I've got the set now. I've got all three of them, so I've got 3 sets of Insecticons. I recently picked up a box set of the G1 originals at TF Nation this year. I've got the the 3 Legends ones they did, and now I've got these Evolution Deluxe ones. Like I said, not a fan of this thing. They could have done better, so it's a bit of a letdown. Legacy Evolution Deluxe Insecticon Bombshell. Yeah, he's not up to much, to be honest. Right, so next I got home and there were some packages waiting for me. Some Marvel G1 comics that I placed an order for on eBay at the beginning of the month, and they had arrived. So we got from the 240 series, we got 240 now. This is a duplicate, but it's a double duplicate because I've actually got 3 of them. Yeah, so I got the original one. I got in a lot of comics that I bought at you know, in one of the final comic lots I bought for the 200 series that I was getting. So well, for the 199 series I was getting, so I got that. But it's very tatty, so I decided to get another one. So at TF Nation, I saw Bric-a-Brac was doing their Marvel G1 comics, and I picked up as many 200 series issues as I could, and I got a duplicate 240 because I knew the other one was tatty and I wanted a better one, so I got that. And now with this job lot of comics that I bought, it was a job lot of was it 8 comics? So it was 240 to 9 comics, 240 to 248. I didn't get 249, but this came as part of it. So yeah, that's a duplicate. And then you got 241, 242, 243, 244, 245, 246, 247 and 248. But like I said, I didn't get a 249. So this guy was selling these comics as a job lot from the 240 series. He had 240 to 248. Unfortunately, he didn't have 249, but I needed most of them, so I decided to get, I think one of these others is a duplicate as well. I'm not 100% sure without looking at my lists, but yeah, so I bought some more 240 comics, well, some 200 series comics, so that was good. Then obviously another package that was waiting for me, another eBay purchase. I've done an unboxing video on it. This guy, Action Toys Machine Robo number 12 Buggy Robo. So it's based on a GoBot or a Machine Robo. It's yeah. Well, I said in my unboxing videos that I thought this was a third-party product, but actually I've been corrected by somebody in my comments, because this is an officially licensed figure, but it's not made by the company itself. So does that make it a second-party release? But anyway, it's not a third-party. It's an official release. It's a modern deluxe update of the original figure. It's got die cast on it, and it's a really cool figure. And I bought this because YouTuber made me do it. Because back at the beginning of the month, I saw a YouTube video by a name of a guy called Cardbot. He did a video on this thing, and I watched it, and I thought, hey, that's really good. I mean, I like my off-road vehicles anyway because of my RC car collection. You know, I've got a fetish for off-road vehicles, and this guy turns into a beach buggy, and that's good enough for me. So I watched Cardbot's review on it. He did a very thorough review on the toy, pointed out a few shortcomings or a few little QC issues on it, and that warned me for problems that I was going to have with mine. And mine, sure enough, mine has got some of the other QC issues. There's like a little peg on the side which pegs into the inside of the leg, and they're very, very tight, and when you peg it together it causes stress marks on the peg pocket. And then my one's also got one of the legs is loose, but apart from that, is a really decent little figure. Got lots of joints, die cast metal, comes with a stand. And I bought it off eBay for $49.99 from an eBayer who is actually Kapow. So basically, I got it through Kapow over eBay, Toy Jedi. So yeah, managed to get hold of this. Decent little figure. It was a very much, like I said, YouTuber made me do it. Cardboard Bots did a review on it, made me want to get one. Unfortunately, went on eBay. Sure enough, I was able to pick one up for a decent amount of money, and got him. So he's a pretty neat little figure. Then we move forward on to Wednesday the 8th, and my Korean purchases turned up. So, done reviews on them. And so, first one is Hello Carbot Electrom. It's one of the new Hello Carbot figures. Now, this guy got released as part of the... What season are we on now? There's a new season just come out called Hello Carbot X, and I think is it season 14? So this guy's from the tail end of season 13, but he's also leapfrogged into season 13, season 14. So this guy has also crossed over from season 13 into season 14. Yeah, big figure. Yeah, like Carbots of old. Turns into a car that It's supposed to be an EV vehicle because Electrom or electrical things, because he's got this like circuit detail, you know, printed on him, and electric bolts on his you know, waist plate and stuff like that. He's an okay figure. He's big. He's, you know, he's got the usual, you know, sort of ratitude, decent transformation, fairly you know, quite a big figure. Not the most articulated because it's a Korean toy, and he's all right. And I've done a review on him. And then on the same day, because the both packages arrived together, because I got them both from G Market, Metal Carbot's Phoenix Fire. So I've decided I'm going to buy all the main characters from the Metal Carbot's toy line. That's 12 in total. So this is number 4 in the line, and I'm doing them in order that the character in the show, Jin, captures them. You know, he scans them and then puts them into his watch as a card. You know, and it's and this is the 4th one that he captures. Bit disappointing, this guy. He's bulky. He looks good. His alt mode is okay, but you know, because he's got all these massive chunky shoulders, his weapon, his card weapon, he's very restricted to how he can actually use it because of the jointage on this guy. He's somewhat disappointing, and he's quite small as well. I didn't pay a terrible amount of money for him. I got it from G Market for a reasonable price, but you know, if I'd had to pay more than what I actually paid for this guy, I would have been pretty miffed, to be honest. Because compared to the likes of this guy, you know, I mean, okay, this guy is cheaper, to be fair, but you know, this guy, you know, this is the sort of thing I expect from a Korean toy. Something that's this big, not this big. You know, you can see the size difference. You know, this guy is basically a Voyager. Yeah, he's okay, he's all right, but you know, there are better figures, in my opinion, in the line. I've decided I'm going to collect all the lines. So this is one of the ones that I probably could have give a miss if it wasn't for the fact that I was buying all the figures from the Metal Carbot toy line. So got hold of him, Metal Carbot, Phoenix Fire, and they both arrived on the 8th. Then on the 9th, I got a pre-order from Hasbro Pulse. Universal Monsters crossover Frankentron. So yeah, they did another one of those Universal Monster crossover figures like that Draculus they did a while back, where they retooled Titan's Return Mind Wipe into Dracula, which was quite effective. Now they've done Frankenstein in the form of Frankentron. And they've used the Siege Impactor mould, heavily retooled and repainted. It's pretty cool. I quite like it, actually. I especially like this. He comes with this Tesla coil accessory and this big old, like, this purple lightning blast effect, which is like super, super cool. Yeah, I really like this. It looks, you know, like a shambling monster. I mean, especially when, you know, you look at the asymmetrical nature and this sort of like this really like toxic sort of green colour that they've put him in. It looks pretty cool, and you know, the impactor mould is a good fit for this, and I'm surprised that they've done another one of these. Now, I would like to put money down that the next one, if they do another one of these Universal Monster crossovers, that it's going to be the werewolf, and they're going to use Titan's Return Wolfwire as the figure that they're going to, you know, repaint it, remold it into the werewolf. I'm telling you, I would put money on it that that's going to be the next one they're going to do if they're going to continue with this line. I mean, the fact they've done another one would suggest that they're going to do more of them. But it's a very, I mean, how long has it been since we had the last one? It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a hot minute before we had the last one of these. But yeah, they're all right. I don't mind these crossover figures. You know, I'm into buying them. So I've got hold of him. He's okay. Then, speaking of crossover figures, the next thing to arrive, which arrived the very next day, they had that Hasbro Pulse live stream where they announced a few figures, and then they showed this new crossover figure that was coming out, a crossover for the Stranger Things toy line, and yeah, so I went in on it, and it arrived on the 9th. Stranger Things Code Red, yeah, so. got this thing, pre-ordered it. I looked at it and thought, hell yeah, I'll get that. So at the beginning of the month, I pre-ordered it from Hasbro Pulse, and it arrived. And yeah, it's such a good little figure. Decided to do a review on it. Now, this figure is a new figure that's just come out, right? And when I did my review, I mean, I waited a couple of days before I did the review after getting it, but I put the review up. I'm thinking, right, you know, not many people have done reviews on it. I'm going to, you know, throw my hat into the ring. Now, normally I don't bother to do official reviews. The reason being is because there are lots of other YouTubers doing reviews of official figures out there who are way more popular, way more, you know, way more funnier, better to watch, more well thought of and respected than what I am, and those people get the views, not me. So it's been my experience that when I do an official Transformers review, it gets very, very low, paltry figures, and it's just not worth me doing it. But sometimes a new figure comes out and it's worth throwing my hat into the ring because, you know, there's a chance it might get some views. Now this, it went up for about 2 to 3 hours and it did all right, and then Prime vs. Prime's review went up. And as soon as Prime vs. Prime's review went up, reviews on my figure just went, they just fell off to nothing. Because there you go, you have another popular, you know, respected YouTuber doing a review on this figure that people would much rather watch than me. So yeah, it killed my video off. However, I am quite pleased that I got my video out before Prime vs. Prime, because Mr. Prime vs. Prime, he's one of those YouTubers that likes to review stolen molds. Yes, you know, like Crimzeek reviews, Tauntaun, Cheetor, and all that sort of syndicate, to want of a better word. They get sent these molds by somebody who steals it off the production line and sends it to them, and then they do the world first review on it before the toy has officially been released. And sometimes they've even reviewed the toy before Hasbro and, you know, Takara have actually put, you know, the reveal out on their live streams or on social media. They sometimes beat them to the punch. And I personally think that this is wrong. They shouldn't be doing this, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. I'm welcome to my opinions. Your opinion might differ. You might think, you know, I'm wrong to criticise them, but be that as it may. So I got my video out before him, so that made me happy, but his video did effectively kill my video off. So, but it's a great figure. I really love this thing. It's a really cool figure. I didn't buy it because of the, you know, the Stranger Things connection, because I've never watched the show. I've got no interest in watching the show. I bought it because of the colours, because of this lovely, this gorgeous pale, you know, powder yellow that they've done it in, and the fact that it's based on, you know, a Volkswagen T3 Transporter or Vanago. I love that. I absolutely adore that. It's a great little mould as well. It's a brand new mould. I thought it was going to be a retool of the Studio Series 86, you know, sort of Ironhide or Ratchet mould, but it isn't. It totally isn't. I mean, it's proper Voyager. It's got, you know, fun transformation. He looks decent. He's got a cool alt mode. Comes with a bunch of accessories. And don't get me started on the packaging. The fact the packaging's got all that pizza, you know, pizza theming on it, like the pizza box and the moulded grease stains in it and everything. It's absolutely out of this world. I absolutely love this figure. Oh, and in my review, I forgot to mention that the pizza box that he comes with actually fits in the top of the gun. I forgot to mention that in my review. But anyway, he's a great figure, and I decided to do a review on it, and it did reasonably well. It's just that, like I said, that is until the big boys stepped up and did their reviews, and then it just died a death. So yeah, but it was definitely worth it for what time it got to shine in the limelight. It was worth doing, and I don't know whether I'd do another, you know, official review in the meantime, because I like to concentrate on the you know, the Korean figures. That's what I specialise in. Speaking of which, talking of viewing figures, I'm a bit disappointed on the views that my Korean toys got this month. The reviews for these guys, because since I got over 1,000 subs, I noticed a steady climb in my viewing figures, and I was getting, like, I mean, to me, good viewing figures are, let's say, like about 75, 80 views in the first 24 hours of the video being uploaded. That is quite acceptable to me. I'll be well happy with that. But these guys, when I look at them now, they're only on about 60 views each, and they've been up for, some of them have been up for a couple of weeks already, and that's like, what the hell's happened? Why have I gone back to mediocre viewing figures on my videos? I don't understand that. So if you're a subscriber, come on, give my videos some love, because I don't do this, I don't do this for fun. I don't do this for money, because I am not monetized. I mean, you might see videos on some of my, like adverts on some of my videos, and it's not me. I have not monetized any of my videos myself. I'm not making any money out of my videos. It's YouTube making money off the back of my videos because YouTube, and yeah. So yeah, just wanted to put that in there, because yeah, I've been, I could quite easily stop doing YouTube. I don't need to do it, and it's getting more and more difficult as time goes on for me to do it. And we'll just have to wait and see anyway. So, but yeah, I was a bit disappointed at the viewing figures my videos got this month. But I will persevere for the time being. But if it gets much worse, then I'm just gonna call it quits. I'm gonna say fuck it. I'll just stop making videos and collect off grid, and then won't even bother doing these videos. But anyway, you've got to make it worth my while. If you want me to continue doing this, just give me some views. That's all I ask. Just give me some views. You don't have to watch the whole video. Just watch the first couple of minutes and then click off. It's up to you. And I don't beg people for views. I don't do that. I will never do that. You watch if you want to watch. It's all up to you. You're free to do whatever you want. If you clicked on this video to watch me talk about everything I got this month, then that's fine. It's a shame I have to sit here and complain to you that I'm getting poor views on some of my videos, isn't it? It's just not done. Anyway, let's get that out of the way. Right, so I got those, got him, got Code Red. Moving on to the next item that arrived on the 17th. More comics. So, decided to get a second lot of comics this month. Usually I only get one lot of comics, but I decided, sod it, I'm going to buy another set. And I wanted to get some of the 220 series. So we've got 222. We've got 223, got 224, 225, was it? No, 227, that's it, 228, and I've got 249 to go with those other 240 series that I got earlier. So I've got a complete set of 240s now. So yeah, managed to get those. Bought these off Susanna Carter. They were cherry picked off her site. I mean, buying comics through her, I can get the comics I want instead of getting duplicates. Also, I can put them in a basket order and then buy them and get them shipped as one big lot. The prices she's charging for these 200 series, it's getting a bit expensive now. She's asking usually like £3.99, £4.99 each for these, which is getting a bit pricey now. And it's going to get worse as we go towards the 300 series, but I'm gonna persevere with it to now. I've decided I'm going to get the 200 series. So there's the rest of the comics that I got this month. Then I had a bit of money left, and I was keeping my powder dry because I wanted to go on a sort of a Black Friday toy hunt this year. So obviously we're into November. You've got Black Friday, which is Friday the 24th. And I decided I was going to go on a Black Friday toy hunt. Now, Black Friday is a bit of a weird one here in the UK, especially when it comes to buying bots at retail. Because in the past, I've done these Black Friday toy hunts, and I've had some success with them. Going back many years ago, I went out on one of the first Black Friday toy hunts I did. I went to my local entertainer, and they were doing the Titans Return Deluxes for like £33 each instead of £20, and I managed to pick two of them up, and I thought I was really impressed with that. But subsequent ones I've gone around and I've gone on a toy hunt, and I've not seen any bots marked down because of the Black Friday sale. That's kind of disappointing. But I did a bit of research. I noticed that there were some bots on certain sites that were, had been reduced as part of the, the Black Friday, discount thing. So I decided, okay, let's do this. So on the day itself, on the 24th, I went over to Coventry, I went over to Smith's, and I had a look in Smith to see what they'd got. Now, they hadn't actually marked any of the Transformed figures down specifically because of the Black Friday deal, but I did pick up a couple of figures that had been reduced in price compared to their recommended retail price. So I decided to buy those anyway. And the first one I got Legacy Evolution RID 2015 Universe Deluxe Strongarm. So, Strongarm. I kind of like Strongarm's character in the RID 2015 show. She's pretty good. So they've decided to do a retool of the Elite 1 mould, and obviously Minerva, who's up there, because she's right up here. So I've got Minerva as well. They've retooled it quite a bit to make it fit, you know, Strongarm's look, like the chest, the shoulders, the hood, and the what's at the car mode. They've retooled the shoulders so that they're part of the shoulders now, but they do sort of fold out, but they're on this angle hinge here, and they can sort of angle backwards and forwards a little bit. But I wish that was a ball joint so that you could pull the shoulders out and then sort of straighten them out a bit. So the shoulders are a bit chunky. I know people aren't a fan of this mould. There's some people have complained about it in the past, and doing this character in this mould instead of doing a completely new mould for Strongarm, some people are a bit disappointed in that, and I can see where their criticisms are coming from. I don't mind this so much. I think it's all right. It has got its issues. Don't get me wrong. You know, but it looks like the character, and that's the main thing. And I like Strongarm, so I've got quite a few Strongarm molds in my collection. So be okay to add another one. So I managed to get her. So she was okay. Then I got this guy. Rise of the Beasts Mainline Deluxe Cheetor. Now, obviously I'm trying to get my selection of characters from Rise of the Beasts, but it's a hodgepodge, a mix mash of you know, sort of like mainline and Studio Series figures. I'm not really liking the look of Studio Series Cheetor. I don't like the look of him. Cheetor for me should be in cheetah colours, and that's why I've gone for the mainline one. I might get the Studio Series one later down the line. I don't know. Depends how I feel. But I decided to go for this version. It's pretty good. It looks like old school Cheetah from the original Beast Wars show. Some bits on it like this brown on the legs. I wish they'd have put more of his sort of cheetah yellow on the legs, because when he's in cheetah mode, he's got all this brown around the back of his beast mode. This thing is a pig to transform. All the head and the collar, you know, it's all tight joints around the top of the figure when you're trying to bring the head up to cover the robot head, the beast head, and it's like you have to unplug the chest piece and then move it up, and it's like super tight and stiff and difficult to move. He has got a gut gun, even though it's a bit weedy, but it does fold up and go into his gut in beast mode, so that's something. And then you've got the tail sword, which is a bit I don't know. I just don't know. It's a bit wavy, but he's all right. He's okay. He's not bad. I got him. He's my sort of stand-in for Rise of the Beast Cheetah, even though his colours are totally wrong and his design is wrong. But I don't care, because I'd rather have something that looks more like, you know, the original Beast Wars Cheetah, but that's just me. I might get the Studio Series one later down the line, but not just yet. I'm not feeling it just yet. So I got him. And they were the figures I got on the day itself, but I did place some orders on Amazon for some items that were marked down as part of the Black Friday you know, sort of discount, and they arrived the following day. And the first one was this guy. So this is 52 Toys Beast Box BB, is it 27? Yeah, BB 27 ToxicHorn. So he turns into a bull. He's got these transparent orange, transparent green sort of horns. He looks pretty cool. I've been thinking about getting this guy for a while. He's one of the 52 Toys like Beast Box or Mega Box figures that I've got my eye on that I'd like to get in the future. And I went on Amazon, and sure enough, you know, he was there, and they knocked him down to just over 20 quid, and that was near enough. As a 52 Toys Beast Box figure, Basically, it just transforms into a cube and then goes into the that little box charger thing case. Now this guy, compared to some of the other 52 toys, because I've got a small bunch of them now, his engineering is okay. It's all right. The transformation is okay and all right. His aesthetic is good. He looks cool. I wish he had a bit more articulation on the head, but he's all right. He's like very much a middle of the road figure. He's not too bad. He hasn't got as quite the intricacy and the excellence of White Noise, who's there, and he's nowhere near as good as White Noise, but he's not as bad as some of the other sort of rough ones that I've got that are like really super complex. He's okay. He's all right. It's the colours on this guy that really make it for me. That lurid sort of transparent lime green looks really cool, and the dark green and then the black and the white just sets him off. He's a decent little figure. He's all right. I don't regret buying him. He's another 52 Toys, sort of beast bot for the collection. So I managed to get hold of him. So 52 Toys ToxicHorn. And then this gal. Studio Series 104 Deluxe Rise of the Beasts Nightbird. Now, with Rise of the Beast, again, like I said, you've got two toy lines doing figures for the same characters for the same film from two different toy lines. You've got the main line, and then you've got Studio Series. There is a mainline Nightbird out there. It is slightly bigger than this, as I understand. I was on the fence about which one to get, and the deciding factor was the alt mode. This thing has got a more realistic looking alt mode. It hasn't got all that stupid beige plastic all over the place like the mainline one's got. It's got the proper wheels, and it's a officially licensed Nissan Skyline R32. So yeah, but the robot mode, it's small. It's kind of spindly. It's kibbly as well. It's got like all that going off on the back. It only comes with one sword. The transformation is fiddly, but it's not too bad. And the alt mode you end with is pretty good. I don't know. Yeah, it's not fantastic. It's not great. But there we go. I bought this again to fill out my Rise of the Beasts figure line. I seem to be going for the Studio Series for the Decepticons and the Terracons, for the most part. And yeah, I've decided to get her. I don't know whether I get the mainline one. I don't know. Probably not. No, I've got her. So I got her, and again, she was bought on Black Friday off Amazon, using the Black Friday discount, and she arrived the day after on the 25th. So we're nearly there. We're nearly at an end, and there's one more thing to do, and it's an AliExpress purchase that I made earlier in the month. It arrived towards the end of the month, and it's a little figure that's recently come out from Dr. Wu's Extreme Warfare. It's sort of like mini figure line. Dr. Wu DWE24 Fire Ladder. Yes, they're sort of like their mini Inferno. Now, this thing is so teeny tiny. He's, put my thumb next to it. It's like, it's so small. And actually, I've got Magic Square fire extinguisher right here, and you look at him compared to that, he's like half the size. And there is another size comparison I can do. It's in the other room, but I don't want to leave to get it. Basically, Micromaster Red Hot, you put him next to him and he's about the same size. G1 Micromaster Red Hot. But anyway, this thing. I love what Dr. Wu's doing with their, their Extreme Warfare series. I've got a couple of them. They're really, really cool figures. They're getting better as time goes on. I mean, this guy has got a decent amount of articulation. He's got some joints that aren't there, Like, I mean, he's got ball jointed shoulders, ball jointed elbows, doesn't have fist rotations, he's got no waist joint. He does have a head rotation, but it's difficult to get your hand in there to turn it. No thigh joints, no thigh swivels, because his thighs are made out of a solid chunk of die cast. He's actually got die cast on him. But, you know, he's got a little bit of twist in the ball joint on the top of the hip. You know, he's got ankle tilts galore. You know, he's got a decent amount of joints, and he's reasonably posable, and it's a totally believable little micro scale G1 Inferno, and I love that about him. I mean, I'm a big fan of G1 Inferno anyway, because of something he did in the Marvel G1 comics, so I'm a fan of him because of that. But yeah, I saw this. This was popping up on social media, people talking about it, and I thought, hell yeah, I want to get some of that. Managed to get it off AliExpress for about 19 quid shipped. That was okay. So I managed to get him, and he was the last purchase I got this month. So there you go. That's what I got this month. Decent smattering of stuff, bunch of comics, and a few other things. Right, so now we're at the end of the video. It's time for the first and worst. And the first and worst is where I show you my most favourite thing and my least favourite thing that I got throughout the month. And it was a bit, I wouldn't say it was a struggle to pick my first and worst this month. There wasn't much that was really, really bad. I mean, there's a couple of figures I could say sort of qualify for worst. And the first figure, again, the first figure, there's a couple of figures that probably could have qualified for first, but I've picked two that I'm fairly sort of satisfied with. So here we go. First and worst. So first, Stranger Things Red, Code Red. Like I said, I love the colours, love the alt mode, love the packaging. Couldn't care less about the show. But absolutely awesome figure, love it. And then Bombshell, Legacy Evolution Bombshell. So much laziness designing those legs, just cut and pasting Shrapnel's legs and putting them on. In bug mode, he doesn't look right. The robot mode's okay, but I'm kind of not impressed with that, and that's the reason why it could have been so much more. It's such a missed opportunity, this thing. It really was. It really was. They could have done a lot better than what they actually got. So, there we go. That's been my haul for this month. Moving on to next month. I mean, I actually managed to save £40, just over 40 quid on my monthly budget this month, which is a surprise when you consider what I've bought. So that money will be carrying over into next month, because next month being December, the final month of the year, normally I would be going to the NEC Toy Fair on December 27th, but unfortunately that's not happening this year. It was called off. So what's happening instead is that I'm going to the MCM Comic Con in a couple of days' time. So on Saturday, December 2nd, I'm going to the Birmingham NEC to the MCM Comic Con, because MCM Comic Con has moved dates from sort of like mid-November to early December this year, and I've booked a ticket for it. In Demand should be there, and there's quite a few figures in the current toy line that I'd like to make a play on. So what I've decided to do is this £40 I'll save this month, I'm carrying it over, and I'll be taking that to the MCM Comic Con along with half of next month's monthly budget. So I'm going to have a good wad of cash to take to MCM Comic Con. Then obviously it's my Korean toys, and I'll buy a comics lot, and there's something on AliExpress I'd like to make a play on as well. And then if I've got any money left, I will hopefully be doing a pre-Christmas toy hunt this year. Probably, let's have a look. It'll probably be December the 22nd. Friday the 22nd I'll be doing it. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Depends how much money I've got. And the good thing that I will probably have bought up all the official stuff that I want at MCM Comic Con, and there probably won't be much worth buying on a pre-Christmas toy hunt. But you know, I'll give it a go because it'll be my last sort of buying day of the year, and that should wrap up December. So that's my plans for next month. This haul this month is done and dusted. I will catch you all next time. Ta-da.
If you wish to leave a record of your call, please state your message at the sound